This is backstage, and this is Most Haunted Live. Final preparations underway for tonight, because it's the culmination of our investigation into the ghosts of Derby. It is going to be a truly wonderful night. It's very, very interactive. We need your help, and it starts in just a few minutes. And guess what? There are 500 people in here.
Hello and welcome to Most Haunted Live. This is the third and final night in the dead centre of England, Derby. We're going to be spending the night in this massive derelict castle. And what's more, it's very haunted.
Welcome to Most Haunted Live. This is our specially constructed centre of operations here in the heart of Derby, and this is the night that we've been waiting for and building up to since Saturday, because this is the summer solstice. It's the longest day of the year, and it's also the time when there's reputedly more paranormal activity than any other. And we've chosen Derby because Derby is the city that boasts more evidence of paranormal incidents than any other city in Great Britain. And tonight is the climax of our investigation. Now, already 2.5 million people have joined us, making Most Haunted Live the most watched show on multi-channel TV. So from now until midnight, pictures will be beamed to you live from here and also from our outside broadcast units as they continue the investigation. We also have a specially invited audience of 500 people, and we're also thrilled to welcome our competition winners from Saturday night who are sitting on the front row. So, good evening, welcome to you. So without further ado, let's introduce tonight's team of experts. So please welcome the two men who have all the facts, the myths and the legends at hand. Our historians, Richard Jones and Richard Felix. Also the man who is never satisfied. It's Mr. Grumpy himself, our resident psychologist and eternal skeptic Matthew Smith, and with him our guest medium and astrologist, David Wells. Keeping us in touch with our ever-growing viewing public, the man who has his finger on the nation's pulse with his intrepid interactive team. Please say hello to Julian Clegg. Well, I'm delighted to say we are ready to go, but none of us can go very far without two people who, together with their team, will be confronting whatever lies ahead on this literally electrifying summer solstice evening. So, ladies and gentlemen, please will you welcome Yvette Fielding and the extraordinary, the unique Derek Atora. Great to see you.
Hello, everyone!
It's going to be a great night. They are a brilliant bunch tonight. Now, tonight is going to be fantastic. I kind of feel that myself. But we are in one location tonight. Why are we just doing that? Why are we not going to lots of different locations?
This particular location has, it's a massive derelict castle. Supposedly there's been so many ghost sightings there, and it's Derby's lost castle, so we thought we can't ignore it, we've got to do it, you know, and that's what we're going to do.
Oh, it sounds fantastic. Now, Derek, earlier on today, you said for the first time you felt that there was paranormal activity here on the ground where this marquee is.
Absolutely, David. We were sitting there, Yvette, yourself and I, and that screen there changed from the coloration to a bright red, being the power, the links with the spirit, okay, to give that power and passion tonight. So I firmly believe something is going to happen in this beautiful marquee with these beautiful people today.
Thank you for that, Derek. Well, we shall see. Now, as Yvette said, we are investigating Elverston Castle. Now, all the webcams tonight are at Elverston Castle, and here they are. Now, webcam 1 is in the Gothic Hall. Webcam 2 is in the atrium. That's also known as the Orchid Room. It's right up in the attic. And webcam 3, it's in the graveyard. And webcam 4 is in the bedroom. Now, what we want you to do is to look at those webcams. You can log on to our website, www.livingtv.co.uk/mosthauntedlive, and tell us what you think you see. Now, I know, obviously, you're only 2 of a much bigger team. Shall we see where the rest of them are?
I think we should.
Well, they're setting up at Elverston Castle. Let's say hello to them.
Oh, look, there they are.
There they are on location, setting up.
A very busy night for them. Now, because in terms of live vigils, tonight is perhaps the most ambitious that we have ever attempted. During the next 3 hours, we're going to be trying no fewer than 8 different locations, plus a live séance at the end of the show.
It sounds absolutely fantastic, and we have no time to waste at all, do we? But I also know that we have one member of the investigation team missing, don't we?
We certainly do. We've had so many phone calls saying how much you enjoy seeing the looks on people's faces when they are chosen at random. Okay, so we're going to do it again, aren't we, David?
We certainly are. Okay, audience, stand by, because this is a very big moment for one of you. Is it going to be you? We'll find out. What we're going to do now is ask Paul, our lighting director, to put randomising lights on. We're going to take all the other lights down. Paul, can we do that now? What we're going to do now is count down from 10 to 0. When we get to 0, the lights will stop, and whoever that light is pointing at will join Yvette, Derek and the rest of the team as you investigate the castle. Are we ready to count down from 10? In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Lady there, lady there. What's your name?
Linda.
Linda, where are you from?
Leytonstone, London.
Right, and are you a big fan of the show?
Yes.
Do you know what? Linda's shaking.
I am.
Are you going to enjoy tonight?
Oh, very much so.
Well, all I can say is good luck tonight and congratulations. Will you go now, Yvette, Derek,
Yes.
with the rest of the team? Take Linda with you. Ladies and gentlemen, wish them well. They make their way to Elverston Castle. Let's remind ourselves of the vital statistics of the investigation team. Here they are. The first is John Dibley. He is 30 years old. He's a cameraman. He's open-minded, but he's witnessed 5 unexplained events. We've also got Tom Carroll. He's our sound man. He's witnessed 3 episodes of poltergeist activity and hated investigating Brannigan's in Manchester. Kath, she's the makeup artist. She's a skeptic, but she can't explain many of the things that she's seen. Sally is the floor manager. She's witnessed a lot of things that she can't explain. Her scariest place to investigate was Woodchester Manor in Gloucestershire. Carl, he's the producer. He's also Yvette's husband. He's seen 3 ghosts. He's also witnessed multiple poltergeist activities. Kieran O'Keefe, he's our new paranormal investigator. Now, he's an open-minded skeptic, but he can't explain much of what he's seen. The Edinburgh Vaults in Scotland really freaked him out. Derek Okora, well, he needs no introduction. He's a spiritual medium. He's seen many ghosts. His scariest place to date is Brannigan's, once again in Manchester. And Yvette Fielding, she remains an open-minded skeptic, even though she's seen 3 poltergeists, 1 ghost, and she still can't explain very much of what she's seen. I have to say, it has been a fabulous event so far over the last 2 nights. They have been absolutely superb. Let's find out from our friend Julian what reactions we've had from you at home. Julian.
Thanks, David. Well, last night, Interactive was absolutely cooking, and in a moment I'll tell you about how many people got in touch. But first of all, how do you get in touch tonight, all importantly? So first of all, you can call us by phone. This is our phone number, very importantly, 08712 44 8804. Now, fax your psychic art. We love getting this. The number to remember on the fax is 01332 224 127. And then the text, really important, there's text, haunted, space, then your comments, then space, then your message to 83088. And of course, we want to get all your information online, and you can see the webcams online, livingtv.co.uk/mosthauntedlive. So that's how to get in touch tonight, and please do that. Now, last night we were absolutely inundated. Almost 25,000 of you entered our viewer competition. We received 14,000 ghost sightings on the webcams, a total of 25,000 over both nights, by the way. That's 6 million hits on the website. Isn't that amazing? 6 million hits. Fantastic. Now, the main highlights in the webcams were lots of calls to say you could hear running water on webcam 1, and throughout the second half of the show that was going right from about 10:30. And there were countless reports of a cloaked man and woman in white near the stage at McCluskey's nightclub. Then there was the extraordinary story of Elizabeth Payne. Now, Derek came up with her name in McCluskey's, and during the night we were contacted by her great-great-grandson, Peter Morris, and he confirmed that Elizabeth Payne was a seamstress at McCluskey's when it was still the Grand Theatre. And most impressive of all, Elizabeth Payne's name doesn't appear in the public domain. So Derek couldn't have known this information or read it anywhere prior to the show. Extraordinary. But it seems also our viewers have psychic powers as well. At the beginning of last night's show, we received yet another fantastic premonition from you, the viewer. Scott Fulsham from London contacted us to tell us that he thought the investigators would feel a major temperature change on their arms during the show. We ran this on our news ticket around about 9:21. Now remember, Derek and Yvette cannot see our news ticker when they're out on location. Take a look at what happened at 9:48.
Kieran, can you feel the heat there?
Here. Just here. Just put your hand and feel it coming under your palms. As if it's like raising. Very warm.
Can you feel
It's certainly a lot warmer here than it was further up.
Yeah.
Extraordinary stuff. So we'd like to hear from both Peter Morris, Peter, if you're watching tonight, and Scott Fulsham. Scott, if you're watching, give us a call, please. 08712 448804. Look forward to hearing from you. David, back to you.
Thank you very much indeed, Gillian. I have to say, actually, last night I thought was absolutely amazing. And one of the people that I thought was particularly fantastic was David Wells. The psychometry that you did last night really blew me away last night. Now, you've spent quite a lot of time with Matthew since then. Have you managed to convince him that what you've got is a gift? Or does he still hold a rather sceptical opinion?
I think he might still have a few doubts. Just a few. Yeah, I have tried, believe me, I've really tried. I respect Matthew's opinions, but clearly I have strong opinions of my own. I'm still reeling from being described as Mr. Grumpy.
I'm sorry about that.
I'll say, as you know, I am sceptical. I think sometimes I'm perhaps portrayed as being perhaps even more sceptical than I really am. I mean, I'm open-minded. I'm willing to be convinced, and I do think last night when David performed very well on that test of psychometry, it was very impressive.
It was very impressive. Can I just jump in there? Because it was impressive. Last night was also very impressive. And this is what happened. What we're going to do is we're going to send you out, Stephen, into our first location, not alone, but with the team.
Yeah.
I'm getting the strong smell again of smoke and fire. He's given me William. William.
When the fire occurred on the 6th of May 1886, an actor, one of the actors he wasn't actually killed in the fire directly, he was dragged out of the flames by a man named William Hill.
Hear that?
But I feel like I'm on fire. I'm absolutely boiling.
It's a 10 mg.
To me it sounded like pain.
It is very impressive. I actually found it quite fascinating.
23,000 people texted for the competition tonight, which is quite extraordinary.
What's that feelings?
Sorry.
Why? He's saying something. You are shit. Come on, Evie. It's long. No, step back.
There is the drawing that we've had with the psychic art, and there is the last man to be hanged.
At any given time, going through here, movement of what have you, of these The only way I can describe them, monks.
I think it came from the jail. Stick my neck out on that one. And the neck being stuck out is something this board is very, very friendly with.
For the first time ever in my work and mediumship to date, I've never undergone that experience. For, I don't know whether it was 4, 5 or 6 seconds, it seems as if I was blinded.
Well, that was last night. But now let's move on to tonight. Right, we are going to Elveston Castle. Let's have a look at the 3D graphic of Elveston Castle to give you an idea of what we're talking about. Right, it is not a real castle. It's actually a Gothic-style mansion. Most of it is 18th century, but some parts date back as far as the 16th century. And the mansion stands in 390 acres. And during the Second World War, it was home to a teacher training college, and more than 150 staff and students were accommodated there. The hall became a lecture room, and the cellar became an air raid. There have been 11 Earls of Harrington. They've lived there. There have also been multiple paranormal incidents, and it's said to be one of the most haunted locations in Derbyshire. So let's hear more about its story.
Oh, this wonderful place, this treasure called Elveston Castle, within walking distance of the centre of the city of Derby. Because of that, it's become Derby's very own castle. It was originally a Viking settlement known as Elvolstune, but the vast majority of this incredible place was built between 1813 and 1817 for the Earls of Harrington. It's got, for want of a better word, a plethora of ghosts. It's absolutely inundated with them. And there's ghosts in the graveyard. There's ghosts that walk along the pathway to the castle. Lady Harrington's dressing room is haunted. The Gothic room downstairs has been visited on many occasions by the ghost of a white lady. This lady's also been seen wandering towards the graveyard, always with a dog. One of the most incredible stories is of Kathleen Emily, the lady that's buried the wrong way round in unconsecrated ground outside the graveyard. And there are bullet holes, or musket ball holes, actually in the walls of the church where royalist soldiers were lined up and executed. And of course, amongst the ghosts that are seen are the ghosts of cavaliers wandering around the grounds. Derby, lying as it does, where Highland meets Lowland, right in the centre of Great Britain, is the ghost capital of England. I believe one of the reasons is because of the location and the fact that so many trackways, roads, and of course before that, ley lines all tend to cross where Derby is. And of course here we have Derby's castle, all lying in the dead centre of England.
So that is Elveston Castle. That is the story that lies in wait for us tonight. But before we start our investigation, let's go over to Julian, who's got very good news about tonight's competition.
David, thank you. Yes, and this is big news we've got here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The next Most Haunted Live will be in September. So tonight we've got tickets to give away to come to the Most Haunted Live show in September. Now, you don't just win the tickets, you also win a night in a hotel. We look after you, your VIP guests. Our guest tonight sitting in the front row. You get the best seats in the house, so this is a fantastic prize. 6 pairs of tickets, just like our guest, David there in the second row there in the blue shirt. Hi, David. Give us a wave. There you are. He's the chap we spoke to on Saturday night. Now, if you'd like to come to our next Most Haunted Live, all you have to do is answer this question. Derek Acora has a spiritual guide, and this is a text competition, so here we go. Is he A, Sam? No shouting out in the audience, by the way. Is he A, Sam, B, Ivy, or C, Steve? Now, text your answer, please, very importantly, to Haunted Space Comp for competition. Space, your answer, A, B, or C. Space, then your name and the number. 80088. Okay, 80088. We'll see you in September. David, back to you.
Thank you very much indeed, Julian. Right, we've already chosen one member but which other members of the audience will be invited to become investigators tonight at Elveston Castle? And what secrets lurk within that castle, and what will it reveal? Join us in part 2, you'll find out. To Most Haunted Live on this summer solstice. This is the peak of our investigation. This is when paranormal activity is at its highest. Now, also thank you for all your messages that are already coming in. Thank you to Hewler Philpott Jones, who's made me blush yet again. Very nice to see you too, and I hope you enjoy the show tonight. Now, I am blushing at that. Now, we talked earlier on about psychometry and the experiment that we did last night with David Wells, which I think was pretty amazing. Now, we're going to do it again tonight. I'm not sure you knew that, David, but Matthew, you actually were slightly sceptical about the way it was carried out. So what have you done that's different tonight?
Well, no, I mean, I was very impressed by what went on, and it's quite nice to see if we can try and build upon that. So what we've tried to do today is I've asked Kieran, who's the paranormal investigator, who's also one of my colleagues at Liverpool Hope. Now, he's obviously been at Elveston Castle today, so he's looked around and tried to find an object that is, in some way linked to that building, hopefully has some of the kinds of aspects to it that maybe David could pick up on, and that's something we're going to try again, the experiment last night. Whether it'll be as effective as last night, we don't know, but we'll try it.
Okay, and one of the things about the object last night was that you said there was so much passion and history behind it. So we'll see what happens tonight, and I wish you a lot of luck with that. But also, people at home can join in. Julian, you've got details of how people do that.
The object, very importantly, last night it was that piece of wood. Tonight it's this. It's clearly a key, but we want to know what you think about this. What do you think about this object? It's obviously from the location tonight, but any more? What door could it open? What does it mean? So what we want you to do is we want you to contact us by text again on this. So text haunted space EXP for experiment, space your answer or thoughts, space your name and area, and send it to this number 83088. That's 83088. I shall hold the key up once more, so concentrate hard at home on the key, and then give us a text, and we'll talk later. David.
Thank you very much indeed. Well, see how you get on with that. Right. So, back to Elveston Castle. What secrets does this castle hold? Let's have a look at the first of our 3 locations tonight.
This is the famous Gothic Hall. It's become so famous not just because of its beauty, but also because of its ghostly goings-on. Sometimes if you're in here on your own, you may hear footsteps walking around you when there's nobody else here. Also, doors like to open and close on their own accord. But the most famous ghost here has to be the Lady in White.
A few years ago I decided to have a wander around with some colleagues, and as we walked through the tea room and into the Gothic Hall, I sensed the presence of a young female, and she walked through with us through to the old part of the castle, which is the library now, and we walked into the middle of the room, and I felt a choking sensation, and very low, very depressed, and it was this girl, and what she'd done, she got very depressed and she hung herself, and as she did, she was all in an old grey dress, and her hair was all long and loose and ragged, and she was unkempt. And she just appeared like that, and it was really frightening.
You can still see how the old kitchen would have once been. And one of the most frequented ghosts that comes into this room is that of a young maid who met an unfortunate end to her life. She found out she was pregnant out of wedlock and committed suicide. Still to this day, the hustle and bustle and the noises of a working kitchen can still be heard coming from this room and the room next door. But when people enter this area, there's nobody here.
In this small panel room, the ghostly figure of the White Lady has been seen wandering from one side to the other. This apparition actually floats through a seemingly solid wall. But we can open the door, and the door reveals a hidden staircase that takes you to another level.
So that is the story deep within the castle. Now, we've already chosen one person to join our team of investigators, but now it is time to choose more. Right, Matthew, would you like to come and join me with this? Right, this is your lucky chance to join the investigation team. We're looking for 3 people we're going to send up. If your name is called out, please stand up, do not move. Okay, Matthew, pick out your first one.
Okay.
Who is this?
This is Melanie Peach.
Melanie Peach, please stand up. Our second one, please. Wait. Right, our second one, Matthew.
Second one is Vicky Moontree.
Where's Vicky? There you are. Hello, Vicky. Go and join our team of investigators. And our final one, please.
And the final one is Jeff Farmer.
Jeff Farmer, where are you? Jeff, go and join our team of investigators. Give them all a round of applause as they leave to join our team. Right, it's time to get this investigation started. We are starting in the Gothic Hall. Let's have a look at the 3D image of the Gothic Hall. Here you go. It is situated on the ground floor of the castle. Let's have a look. There it is. There it is, the ground floor of the castle. There is huge amounts of history to it. Now, the naked wrestling scene from Woman in Love, which is a film starring Oliver Reed and Alan Bates, was filmed in front of the ornate fireplace. But more importantly, footsteps have been heard, doors open and close, and a white lady has also been reported sitting in a chair by the window. So what will happen tonight? Let's now go over to Yvette and Derek, the rest of the team, and find out what they're up to.
Okay. All right, everybody coming in? All right? You all right, Linda? We've got our audience member here, Linda. You calm down a bit now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So, Kieran, this is the first room that we've come into. I mean, it's not too dark in here, obviously, because it's still light outside. And you can see it's very ornate and, you know, instantly, you know, what do you feel from your point of view?
Well, I've been in earlier on to take some baseline readings, temperature, EMF, that sort of thing, and there's nothing abnormal earlier on. But this place has a lot of history. There have been sightings, there have been various things that have occurred, so we'll just wait and see what happens.
Okay. And you all right, Linda, so far? Derek, when you come in here, do you pick up on any activity or any presences, or is it just residual energy?
There's a lot of residual here, Evie. At this moment in time, in all honesty, I'm not picking up activity. But it doesn't mean to say that there hasn't been and there's not going to be, because the residual is thick. You'll think I'm absolutely silly, crazy with this. As I've just walked in now, those couple of paces, I heard a man's voice quite loudly, and it's like as if then I heard a response to the man's voice, as if I had a crowd of people, or if it's not a crowd of people, it seems to be a group of people, and he seems to be in some way holding the council, so to speak, as if he's talking to a group of people, and it's like as if, you know, the listening ears. And I feel, when I've come into this space, I don't know why, you know, this hasn't happened to me ever before either. I feel very learned, and I'm not. I feel as if, hey, you know, I want to put things in front of myself. I want to sit down, and I want to start writing, because I'm listening to this man who's holding the, do you know what it feels like to me? It feels as if someone is doing a lecture. Or talking.
In this room?
Well, it's flowing, it's all over. And a lot of people here, men and women, and it's like as if they're going past each other. They're going past each other, and I feel as if it's like a soul group, this, as if they're here for a common purpose. They're for the same reason.
I wonder what that could be. What are they here for?
I don't know. I'll just ask them. What would they be here for, Sam? Yes, please help me with this. Okay. What? Does that fit what you want me to say? Bless you. He's just said these words. It is, I'm correct with the lecture, and he said, Derek, college, whatever that means, college.
Do you want to go through to the other room?
Men, a lot of men and women.
All together learning things?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go through to the next room. This is a fantastic
I'm becoming aware now of the ladies' energy separate. Come on. A very, very, she walks around this beautiful castle, and I feel she walks very proudly, she walks very positively. She knows this place inside out, and she's how can I put it? She's annoyed, not with us. She's annoyed, but not with us.
But she knows we're here.
Yes. She's not annoyed with us. Sam's confirmed this. She's annoyed. She keeps on replaying the things. What does that mean, Sam? She's going to make a connection with us.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, bless. Thank you.
Good.
Yeah, and she's walking around. She's still holding on to all the resentment, all the feelings, but they didn't stop her. Whatever that means. What does that mean, Sam? They didn't stop her from coming to this castle, which was her home.
Who is she?
Who is she? Okay? Okay, he's giving me a mental image. Please let the spirit lady show herself somewhere on this investigation. But he's giving me, she's a very, she's not tall, she's quite a slim lady. She's, as the image comes, quite young looking to me. And with her, it's like as if she's looking down, or she does at times. And to me, I feel in her day, that's the way I can say, very trendy. And
very fashionable.
Very fashionable. And I'm aware of a two-tone garment, and it's like, to me, like a slate-coloured blue, and further down, it goes to another grey.
Can you see how long her dress is?
It's very long.
So it is long.
Very long.
We're not talking modern or anything like that.
No, but why I say, because Sam gives me that as well, is that she's trendy, but she's trendy because I feel she would have been in a position to have her clothes made to her design.
Okay.
And
is she grounded here?
she is.
Right. Okay.
She is.
Is this a different historical period to the impressions you were getting in the other room?
Absolutely. This in here, when was this period, Sam? Okay. Oh, it's just, I can hear bombs. I can hear noise. What does that mean? In our wartime, recent? Okay. What? Give me it again. Yes. 1940, 1941.
Second World War.
Okay.
Second World War.
So that's when people were learning?
Yes, learning and listening to this man.
Well, we've only been here
here
a short space of time, haven't we?
Yes.
I have to just say, please join us after the break. This is very exciting because we've picked up so much stuff. Please join us after the break to see what else we can find.
Welcome back to Most Haunted Live. Right, before the break, Yvette, Derek and the rest of the team are in the Gothic Hall. Already, Derek has picked up footsteps. He's picked up the sense of a lady who lived in that particular castle, and he's picked up bombs in 1941. In the break, the team have repositioned now. They're in the second of tonight's locations, in the Earl's bedroom. So let's go and join them right now.
We're here in the Earl's bedroom. Now, we've come up a flight of stairs. It really is quite spooky, and of course the light, it's not dark yet, so goodness knows what it's going to be like at night. Now, Kieran, already in the Earl's bedroom, the EMF has started going off.
Yeah, and standing here for a few seconds, and like I said, I've been here earlier on for baselines, and it wasn't going off, but it's fluctuating between 5 and 10.
Do you want to have a walk round and see
sure.
where it goes? We'll just follow you with the camera. Good grief. It's just continuous.
Yeah.
Derek, are you picking while Kieran's walking around?
Yes. Different than the residual downstairs. right at this moment now, I'm feeling again of this level of listening in. So I know, you see, I'm aware now of 3 spirit people.
Are you?
Firstly, one, a lady downstairs, and now, and I feel there's 2 males that are right now, at this second, this moment, are listening in.
Do you think that's what's causing this to go
I
off?
feel collectively the 2 energies, yes.
How far does it keep going? Should we go through into this room here? I've never seen an EMF continually go like that.
Yeah.
Come on, sweetheart, you go there. So 3 more spirits, you're saying?
2 males.
2 males.
And the lady.
And the lady together.
And you know, just the residual also from this lady is also passing through this here.
So she's coming through here?
Yes, she comes through. She's adjusted to here. She knows it. She's attached to it.
Okay.
It's part of her.
All right. So who do you think these 2 men are?
I feel like, I don't know, they could be father, son, they could be brothers. I feel they're attached.
They're attached. David, hi David, I can hear you.
I just want to know what reading the EMF meter is at. Last night we got to 10. What is it tonight?
What reading is
it's
it?
fluctuating between 5 and 10.
Thank you.
It's constant.
And it's just constant, yeah.
What do you find that very unusual?
I do find it unusual. We have to be careful that we're not picking up any electrical wires from the crew. But like I said, we were standing there for a period and it was just nothing.
Well, what would happen if we came in here and stayed in here and you were to walk through there?
If I went through them,
and where all the electrical equipment is. So guys, if you all come this way, right, and then Kieran, if you go through there, and we'll stay here.
Okay.
And let's see if it still keeps going. And you're going through basically where Derek is saying the spirit of the lady has been seen.
It's still going.
It's what?
Still going.
That's still going off. That is very strange.
I feel when it gets darker, that this lady is really going to put the effort into...
She's going to show herself.
I wouldn't be at all surprised if the 2 spirit and the 2 men as well.
How are you feeling knowing that? Yeah? You're feeling a little bit... You're fine. That's fascinating. Okay, so, sorry, before we were interrupted, have you managed to pick up on a lady at all? We're upstairs in the Earl's bedroom at Elveston Castle, but Derek, you come up with the spirit of the lady.
Maria!
You alright? You alright?
Maria!
You alright?
Maria!
You okay?
Yes.
Try and get a link with her, Concentrate hard.
Maria.
You alright?
Father, she is mine. She is not fit anymore. No, she's mine. She's a Stanhope, whether you like that or not. She's a Stanhope. Father, go away. To do, she's my good lady, wife. I am proud of her. Father.
You're right. You're right. Stay with me, Derek. Stay with me. Okay?
Yes, you don't like the child. Yes, no. I'm the father and I will be the father of this child.
Who are you? Who are you picking up on? Who are you?
I'm Charles.
You're Charles.
I'm Charles. You call me Charlie.
Charlie.
Yes. You call me Charlie.
Charlie. How old are you, Charlie?
43. Yes. 43 years.
And did you live here?
I live here.
You live here. You live here now.
I live here.
What year is it?
My Maria.
What year is it, Charlie?
1833.
1833.
Of course.
What's your surname, Charlie?
Stanhope.
Charlie Stanhope.
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 Yes. My dear. You're pretty, my dear. These colours. I like.
When did you die, Charlie? When did you die?
I have not. I have not.
You have, Charlie.
No,
Yeah.
no, no, no. No, I have not.
You have, Charlie.
My dearest.
Charlie.
Sweet.
Charlie. You've passed over, Charlie. Passed over. Do you know where you are?
Where's my case? Where's my case?
What did you do, Charlie? What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? For a living?
You don't know.
No, I don't.
You don't know.
No, I'm a visitor. You must tell me.
You see my houses?
No. How many horses have you got?
Oh, more than you can count, my dear.
How long have you been living here? How long have you been living here, Charlie? You all right, Derek? 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 You all right? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Derek? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. Yes.
He seemed a very nice man. Is he
He's a
still here?
lovely soul. He's a lovely soul. He's
How's
a
the EMF?
lovely, lovely soul.
The EMF is still going.
He's a lovely soul.
Yeah?
It's a pleasure. It's
You're
a
right.
pleasure.
Yeah? Okay.
Oh, thank you. That was so pleasant.
You've given us so much information.
Yeah, a lot of information that we can check out back at the hub.
Yeah. How are you feeling, Linda? Yeah? How did you feel then? Yeah?
That was a pleasure.
Yeah?
He was lovely.
You all right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
All right? Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to have a little bit of a breather there, David. Okay? Can you hear me?
I certainly can, Yvette. Fantastic stuff. Derek's already picked up the EMF meter went up to between 5 and 10. He's also picked up the spirit. It comes up as Charles Stanhope, 1833. He's 43 years old. He lives there. He's the father of the child. You don't like the father. What are we talking about? Who has he connected with? Find out after this break. Welcome back to Most Haunted Live. Things are definitely kicking off here. Derek's already started to connect with a spirit. Now, in this part, we'll also be selecting 4 more members of our unsuspecting audience to travel out to Elveston Castle, where they'll not only take part as an investigator, but they will also join a panel of 10 people who will take part in a séance tonight in the remarkable Gothic room. We'll be doing that in just a bit. But I've also heard that many of you have phoned and called and texted and everything telling me that there is an orb on one of the webcams. So what we're going to do now is see if we can see that as well. Okay, this is the webcam in question. And from the right there, let's see that again. Is that an orb or is that an insect? Here we go. As you can see, it's going from right to left across. It was spotted at 9:30. Was that an orb? What do you think? Give us a ring. 08712 448804. 08712 448804. Julian.
David, thanks. Now, let's just repeat that competition which we launched a little bit earlier on in the programme. And this is tickets to come to the next Most Haunted Live. Big news. We can tell you it's happening in September. If you'd like to go, this is how you do it. It's a text competition. Quiet in the audience. Derek Acora has a spiritual guide. Is he called A, Sam, B, Ivy, C, Steve? Okay, those are your choices. Pick the right one, then enter by texting haunted space comp, C-O-M-P for competition, space your answer A, B or C, then space your name and send it to 80088. Okay, 80088, and that means you could be joining us at the next Most Haunted. We don't know the date yet, we certainly don't know where it is. It's still a surprise in September. Now let's meet the team because they're very busy tonight. Let's just get round and say hello to some people. First of all, let's say hello to Camille, who's looking at webcam 3 in the churchyard. How's it going?
Well, it's been busy. We had loads of people reporting at exactly 9:07 before any of the crew went in and mentioned a figure of a white woman there, and they saw orbs at the same time.
Right, so that's busy already. Webcam 4, Dan, how's it going?
Not bad. We've had several occurrences of a dark-haired and mustached face appearing in random parts of the bedroom around about 9:20.
Right, so that's in the bedroom there. In the Gothic Hall, Michaela keeping an eye on that tonight. Michaela, how's it going?
It's great, actually. There's been a huge influx of orbs happening in Webcam 1 in the Gothic Hall. We've also had dark mists, a white lady and a dark cloaked figure, but above all, the orbs. Lots.
Right. Robin keeping an eye on the text. How's it going, Robin?
Yeah, we're getting lots of texts in, which is fantastic. Already Debbie Hanson has said that approximately 9:09 p.m. when Julian Clegg was talking, she had a young girl give a very deep sigh. So.
Right, okay, thank you. And I think thousands of entries to competition. Coming round here, and Jane is with us, keeping an eye on webcam 2. Jane, how's it going?
Webcam 2, it's fairly amazing. Everybody seems to be in fancy dress. Thespian clothing, Victorian clothing. We've also gone a bit orb-tastic. And just to say that orb was spotted by about 12 different viewers at 9:30 on webcam 1.
Right, and we've just seen that. And finally, for the moment, the experiment, the key, you're thinking about that at the moment. What are you thinking? Let's find out. Ellie's keeping an eye on that.
The most interesting thing that's coming up at the moment, every night obviously we're given loads of names that people think are connected to it, but tonight it's really 3 names that are just coming up all the time, and that's John, Mary and Elizabeth.
Okay, thank you. David, back to you.
Thanks very much, Julian. Now, I'm with the 2 Richards in history. Now, I have to say I'm very excited about this, that Derek seems to be connecting with this spirit. Now, he came up with these really odd words. I'm Charles Stanhope. It's 1833. I'm 43. I live here. I'm the father, and I will be the father of the child, Richard Jones. What do you make of that?
It's interesting. He's picked up, apparently, on Charles Stanhope, who was the 4th Earl. Originally, he did pick up on an argument, 2 men arguing when he was saying, the woman's mine, she's mine, the child's mine. And that refers probably to his affair with a young actress called Maria Foote. Now, the 3rd Earl disapproved of his affair with Maria Foote.
London because society, actresses were seen to be of lower social class.
Being of lower social class, mounting well. And basically, he disapproved of it. And so consequently, there was a lot of argument between them. And then, when the 3rd Earl died, he married her in 1831. Now, polite society had been happy to gossip very much about this, but when he married her, well, that was it. And they were shunned by polite society, so he brought her back. Now, they did have a child, and the child only lived to 4 years old. But the other thing about him was interesting was he was addicted to snuff. And Derek was doing that quite a lot there, sneezing quite a lot. And
so you're impressed?
It's stuff that's in the public domain. I mean, it doesn't take a
let me ask Richard Felix. He also came up with 1833, and when he was pressed, how old are you? He said 43. How accurate is that?
It's about 10 years out. But then again, how do we know how vain the gentleman was? And perhaps he knocked 10 years off his age. We don't know, do we? Who knows?
No, we certainly don't. Was it customary for people to knock years off their age?
Don't we always?
Well, I know we do now. I don't know whether you did in historical times.
Yes, they did.
But you, I know you're a man of Derby. What do you make of what Derek's picked up?
I think it's extremely good, but as Richard's quite rightly said, it is common knowledge. It's in the guidebooks.
Thank you very much for the moment. Right, the team has repositioned now. Situated on the 1st floor, witnesses have seen a mysterious white lady disappearing through the wall into the adjoining dressing room. Well, let's see what happens tonight in the ladyship's bedroom. Let's join Yvette, Derek and the rest of the team right now.
Okay, we're here up in the ladyship's bedroom. Now, interestingly enough, Kieran, straight away, the EMF meter has completely died.
Completely died. I did a full walk around the whole room and just died as soon as we walked in here.
And of course we've got a brand new audience member. Melanie, how are you feeling?
A bit nervous.
A bit nervous, but you've got over your initial shock?
Yes.
Okay, brilliant. Now, Derek, you actually, when we were sort of waiting, they were on Interactive finding out how everybody was, what they were finding out on the webcams. You actually said to us as we were standing here that you were sensed that something would happen behind us.
Yes, I sensed the energy again of a female, a lady. and I feel it's exactly the same lady that I've been talking about.
Yeah.
The spirit lady, a very kindred, nice soul. And I just felt as if, although she was not showing herself, her energy, it just comes, it's like...
She's very, very strong.
And she's very interested.
Okay, now what I want to do here, if it's all right with Carl, we've got some walkie-talkies. I and Carl would like to send a couple of people off to a position where another webcam is, and via walkie-talkie we can communicate with each other and see if anything happens. So, and by the way, you both, Carl and Andy, who's with security, you both felt very peculiar in the last room. In what way?
Oh, we did. We just came in here and Andy said, how did you feel in the last room? And we were standing quite near a window, which is a very secure area, but it's near a window to keep out of the way. And I felt kind of a little bit enclosed, very tingly, like I couldn't move. And Andy, what did you feel?
Yeah, it was just like tingling sensations. You said it was claustrophobic. We were trying to move out of it. When we had to do anything, you just felt you couldn't move.
Okay. How's, for instance, Tom, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling fine. I'm feeling quite comfortable here, actually.
Yes, all right. Sally, how are you feeling?
Yeah, I don't feel like as negative as last night. I feel quite all right.
Yeah. How about you, Kat? Do you think we're feeling all right because it's still light outside?
Yeah, I think it's because wait till it goes dark, and that's when the feelings will start.
Okay, all right. Well, Carl, who do you want to go up and where do you want to go?
Kath, would you like to go upstairs to the atrium?
Yes.
Okay.
That's quite cool.
All right.
And I'll go with you.
All right. And Andy, do you want to give the walkie-talkie so we can communicate? We'll sort that out now. Okay then, so what we'll do is while everybody's sort of repositioning, we'll hand back to the hub, okay?
Great stuff. Thank you very much, Yvette. I think it's fantastic start tonight. Right, now this is the time where we're going to pick some more audience members. Now, first of all, we have got two journalists with us tonight in the front row who I know are very, very brave, and they're going to go out and join Yvette, Derek and the rest of the team. Good evening to you. So we also now need two members of our audience tonight to join them. So what we're going to do is put those randomizer lights back on now. The difference this time is there will be two different lights. They will stop at the same time, the two lights. They will stop at two different people. When you see the light on you, stand up and you will join our investigative team tonight. Okay, Paul, can you put the randomizer lights on for us, please, now? There they go. Take all the other lights down. Are we ready to count down from 10 to 0? Okay, in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. There are the lights. If you are in a light, please stand up. Lady there and the lady there. Stand up. If you'd like to make your way towards the back, our team will escort you out where you'll join Derek, Yvette and the rest of the team. Our journalists are leaving now. The people chosen by Dairylight are moving now as they go off to Elverston Castle. So there'll be more chilling moments from our investigation team in just a couple of minutes. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Most Haunted Live. This is the summer solstice. This is when paranormal activity reaches its peak. It's the culmination of 3 days of investigation into Derby. Now, tonight, we're in Elverston Castle. And in the break, the team were actually just relocating to the kitchen. And then something really very strange indeed happened. They were coming out of the ladyship's bedroom, and they went past another room, and apparently boxes have mysteriously appeared. Let's find out from Yvette exactly what's going on. Yvette, what has happened?
It was really weird. We were, as you've just said, we were actually repositioning from the ladyship's bedroom, and we noticed that there are these boxes just stacked up. They weren't there before. We've all been together. Everybody has said that they, no one's done it as a joke or as a trick, because no one would do that. But these boxes are just stacked in that position. And also, Kieran, when you went over it, straight away the EMF meter went off again. It went berserk.
Yeah,
but it's completely gone again.
And then I walked down the corridor and came back, and it just stopped. And I've left it there for the moment while we're standing here.
Okay.
Just next to the
and you've
boxes.
also been having a look round the table.
Yeah, because from being here before and some of the crew, they noticed that a stack of boxes were actually on the table. So it's not like they've been dragged from any position.
They've
they're
actually
literally Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, I mean, why do you think that would have happened, Eric?
Well, to me it's quite obvious, Ivy. You know, we have got activity here in this castle, and these people who seem to be kindred, not here to, at this moment, to harm us, it's like saying, hey, we know you're coming this way.
Okay, all right.
Trying to draw attention, you know, that they're
Okay,
around.
all right. Well, David, I mean, I can't explain it. Kieran can't explain it. At the moment, it's fascinating. Melanie, what do you think to all this so far?
I'm just a bit gobsmacked at the moment.
Are you?
Yeah.
I mean, it's strange, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go, David. That's what's happened now. We're going to reposition to the kitchen. Also, Carl and Kath are going to go up to the top of the castle, so keep an eye out for them on the webcam there, okay?
Will do. Yvette, how does it feel to be in that position where you think the boxes have moved on their own?
It's very exciting to think that they've possibly moved. You know, on their own. It's just a bit bizarre because, of course, your rational thinking is, oh, come on, someone's messing about. Has somebody come in here and stacked those boxes like that? But we know the team, we know everybody, that they're not going to do anything like that. So it's quite frightening, and nobody was here at all.
But if it was truly poltergeist activity, surely you would have heard something. Can you ask Derek that for me?
Yeah, if it was, David is just saying, if it's poltergeist activity, surely we would have heard something. Why wouldn't we have heard?
Not necessarily. These are boxes. They're not, you know, either wood or metal. And for a spirit person, okay, to gently move boxes, they're not very heavy, you wouldn't hear very much noise, would you?
No, and Kieran, you checked them over with a torch. They are empty, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's a few little bits of paper in the bottom and a few little scraps of things in the top, but apart from that, they're completely empty.
Okay, well, we'll keep an eye on that. We know now because we filmed it, we've got it, we've caught it, we know what position it is in. Okay, Matthew, what do you think to this?
Well, I wanted to ask you, you said that Kieran had no ready explanation for it, but can we ask him to see, because obviously he's there, he's got more of a sense of where the crew and other people have been. You know, what would be his, you know, potential explanation for what might have happened there?
Well, I think the difficulty is what we've got an example of is non-recurrent spontaneous phenomena.
Look toward the camera, don't you?
And yes, we were in the other room, so the difficulty is that we didn't have a locked off camera here, so we don't know if there is a natural explanation for what's going on.
Okay. Okay. All right, well, there are the boxes. That is... I'm speechless. What do the viewers at home think? Do they think it's paranormal? If so, who do they think's caused it? Please, please ring in. Is anything moving in their home while the programme's going out? Please let us know. Please call in. It's so important. And keep your eye on those webcams, because if this has already happened and we've only just started, what else could happen? We're relying on you to help us out here. So Carl and Kath, do you want to make your way up to the top? And we'll reposition to the kitchen. So it's back to you, David. Let's go reposition.
Thanks very much indeed. Well, as Yvette says, what do you think at home? Give us a ring, 08712 448804, 08712 448804. Do you think that someone picked them up, popped those boxes in that room without them noticing, or do you think that is really paranormal activity? Now, Matthew, let me just ask you, because you grimaced at Kieran's response. You're not convinced at all, are you?
No, I think my feelings echo Kieran, the fact that it's unfortunate that that room doesn't have a locked-off camera in it. Maybe now we could, if there's opportunity, to put a camera there to see if anything else is going to happen. Also, it's unfortunate, again, nothing like that happening in the rooms where there are cameras, which some people might say, well, that's very typical of paranormal phenomena. They don't perform on demand. They don't always want to perform, or things happen when you've got the cameras on them. But it's also kind of an easy way out. You know, it also means that if it was someone playing a trick, of course, they're not going to choose to do that in a room where a camera might have picked them up. So, very curious, very unusual. I'm not, you know, not surprised to say I'm not 100% convinced.
Can I take you back to a few months ago? There was an incident involving a spoon, I recall.
I vaguely remember that, yes.
And how does this relate to that? Because again, when we had the spoon, which was allegedly thrown, you again felt that that was highly implausible, I felt.
No, I think again, in terms of trying to interpret what's going on, I think you're left with these kinds of quite gross occurrences. You know, you can't say, oh, that was knocked or something. These are boxes apparently stacked up in such a way that it would either have to be somebody doing it or something, in quotes, paranormal. And that's why you do have to address the possibility that someone might be playing a trick, because that's your most likely normal explanation. If you can rule that out, then you're left with some very strong evidence.
OK, you were at the castle this afternoon. You know that there's no one else there. Do you honestly believe someone would have played a trick?
Well, there were very few people there when I was there this afternoon. Even when we see on the webcams, for example, the number of people in that crew, can we really be sure we can account for everybody at all times?
One of the soundmen, for example, popped out, got the boxes, whipped them into another room and then ran back in without anyone noticing?
Well, again, I don't want to get into a position where we're trying to accuse people, but the problem is with that large numbers of people in the crew, you can't always account for everybody at all times.
What about you, David Wells?
I mean, I can see where Matthew's coming from. I really understand his argument. It's very typical of poltergeist, though, to stack things. It's something they seem to do quite a lot. The problem with poltergeist activity is people will always expect to see something fly through it like a spoon.
I guess that's what we want to see.
We want to see that, but very often
Have
just
you seen
happens.
that?
I've seen furniture where it shouldn't be. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
How extraordinary. Has anyone in the audience actually witnessed any poltergeist activity or feel that they've actually witnessed anything similar to this? Yes, let's go over here. Let's go over and talk to you. Oh, sorry. Right, where are you? Yes, sir. What's your name?
Billy.
Billy, where are you from?
I'm from Derby.
And tell me what's happened to you.
Well, I was actually involved in the séance in the jail on Friday night when the stool got turned upside down.
Okay.
So, and we shut the door, and I was in charge of it. We locked it off. Nobody could get anywhere near there. We made sure nobody went near there. The door opened, so I went down, closed the door off, turned the camera off. When we went back in there again, the stool was upside down on the bed.
And you consider yourself to be a rational human being, do you?
Absolutely, yeah.
And are you a believer? Were you a believer before you went into Derby Jail?
I am a believer, yeah.
And you were before?
Yes, I was, yeah.
And what do you make of this cardboard boxes?
It's the same again. I mean, like David Wells said, you know, this kind of poltergeist activity is the normal. You know, it's not like throwing things about. It is things like stacking up. I think Richard's been involved with something with a couple of books as well in the past episode. So.
It's extraordinary. Thank you very much. Is there anyone else who's actually experienced anything similar? Yes, let's go over to you over here. Let me just... Where are you? Where have you gone? There you are. Let me just squeeze in. What's your name?
Craig.
Craig, what have you experienced?
At my father's house in Nottingham. He lived in an old Victorian house. They dated it from the 1800s plus. He wasn't exactly sure the original owner, but he really wanted to get rid of this house, so much in fact that he was pretty much giving it away. My dad took up on the offer, and there was an attic upstairs, and then like across from the edge of the room there's a little door. Inside was a stool, just one stool on its own in like one room. My dad took it downstairs and broke it by accident, chucked it downstairs. And left it at the bottom of the stairs in pieces. The next morning, he went downstairs and the chair was perfectly like back in one piece again at the bottom of the stairs, as if someone wanted it back. But they've all seen people in there, like smells of perfume of like people that have lived there before. So.
And you're convinced this is paranormal?
Definitely.
I'll tell you what, it's very odd. Thank you very much for that, Julian.
Right, David, first of all, here are some of the names that our viewers are coming up with regarding the woman Derek made contact with. Among them are Ruby Maria Foote and Eliza Jane Maguire. Someone's also sent us the last name of Hestain. And of course, Psychic Art, we'd like to receive this. And is this Charles Stanhope? He's got a moustache. There he is. That one's just come in on the facts. Also, another moustache. Which is similar, that's come through. This one's got long hair but also has a moustache there. Standing behind Derek at 9:50. You can see that one there from Sutton and Surrey by Gaynor. So keep the psychic art coming in, please. Behind me, Jane here with some predictions. Jane, how's it going?
Well, right at the top of the show, several people reported predictions to us again, and they felt that the team would experience certain physical, have certain physical experiences. Louise in Wales felt they would have flu-like symptoms, and several people thought they would have pains in their legs tonight. And just a very quick update on the key experiment. Viewers are saying that they're getting a sense that the key's from a room that was secretive and that it's not what it's supposed to be. Tarot reader Dean Johnson thinks it's to a room high up in the castle somewhere.
Okay, that's good stuff. Thank you very much indeed, Jane. David, back to you.
Can I just ask you something there? The guy with the moustache, was that meant to be Charles Stanhope, did you
Yes,
say?
that's what a couple of the faxes say. Is this Charles Stanhope?
I'm going to ask the boys in the history corner, have you got drawings of Charles Stanhope?